Hello, welcome back. It's June here. I have a sweet card to show you today, as well as showing you how I created the mirror image from this one die. The products that I will be using are this die from Tattered Lace. It's called Anniversary Birds, but there's only one bird on the die. I'm using two of the stamps from Creative Expressions, the Miss You for inside the card and the sentiment for the front of the card. I'm also using this corner embossing folder by Crafter's Companion, some flat back pearls, the small ones, some satin ribbon, the second die from the set of Spellbinders, that's for the sentiment. I'll also be using this Distress Oxide Vintage Photo with the blending tool, as well as the Mini Cube Distress Ink in Tattered Rose. And I'll be using a smoothie with that. And the paper is from this paper pack, Webster's Pages Best Friends. It's a 6x6 paper pack. I've had this for such a long time. I really need to be using some of these papers, and that's what I used on that card. The card itself is 5 inches, a 5-inch square, and we're going to use it as a top folding card. So on the envelope, I embossed the corner of the envelope and just gently ran the smoothie over the top of that with the Tattered Rose ink on there. We put that to one side. So I've already prepped some of the card. Like I said, it's a 5-inch square, top folding. I cut the paper to a 4.5-inch square. I added, well, before I added the tape, this is what I used the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink, and I went round the edge with my blending tool all around the edge of the paper. And then I added some red line tape, the thin, onto the paper and put the thin satin ribbon on there, fastened it at the back. I put some mounting foam on the back of this as well, but it's it's not very deep. I think it's 1 millimeter, so it's not raised that much, so that's ideal for posting, and that's adhered excuse me, adhered to the card. Now then, with the die, I have cut one image in white, and then I cut a second image exactly the same. And what you need to do with these two is place both of them in between some card. I've just used an old card here. Flip one over so you're looking at the back of it to start with. Flip one over, put it in between two cards and run it through your die cutting machine. And that will flatten everything. And then take your scissors and we're going to cut away this image, which is what I've already done on this one. I'm going to do this. We want to keep this portion of the bird and that little bit there. So if we just go around the bird's head and then take that off there, go around this little bit here, just make sure you don't have any little pointy bits that you don't want, and I'm going to cut that little bit off there just like that. I think that's fine. Keep this because we're going to do something with that. So now we have a mirror image, and what we need to do next is to adhere this on top of that. I'm using glossy accents for my glue. I'm just going to put a little bit there. Add that to it, like so. So turn it over. Just add a little few spots. And I have seated this so the two curly bits are on the ribbon. Flatten that. Like that. We'll get some pearls on here as well. So you see, when you do that, when you flattened it, obviously we don't have one raised and one not because it's flipped over. You wouldn't know that it was just one die to create that scene there. So I shall put some pearls on here. One in the center of that flower and one in the other. That's if it ever wants to come off there. We'll use another one. It's playing a bit hard to get. That'll go in the center there. No, it won't. One there. Well, would you believe this? Now if this one doesn't stick, we'll have some there, glossy accents on it, and one just there. Right, we'll deal with those little ones later. So that's like that. And for the sentiment, I already stamped it on some white card. Like I said before, it's using the second die from the set by Spellbinders. And what I want to do again is to go around the edge with my blending tool, just like that. I've added some foam pads on the back. That. We'll place this so it's underneath that pearl. On the inside, I've already stamped Miss You. I'll show you the original one. And if you remember, I said to keep this because we were going to use it. Just seen a little one that needs to be cut out there. So I've removed the heart from there because I had to cut the bottom of that. And this is why I'm using the Tattered rose. So just adding some ink to my smoothie. And I'm just going to pounce the colour on because I don't want it too deep. I just want really a delicate shade here. Just like that. Add some ink to this. Ink, add some glue. Obviously I'm thinking about the distress inks. Add some of that. And pop it in the corner like so. And with the envelope, I can close that one now. This is from the original card. It's even nice just embossed like that onto the white card, but we'll make them both the same and just very gently run that over that embossed area, just like that. And there you have two sweet little cards, one die to give us the two birds. So thank you for spending some time with me. Until the next time. Bye.